Hey everybody, welcome back to my channel. This is Kristen with Monarch Plans, and today I am so excited for this video. I will be walking through my new Plum paper planner, and I think I've mentioned a couple times on Instagram and in a couple prior videos that this is my ultimate planner. Like, this is my planner that gives me planner peace. I am so excited. This is why I'm like giddy for this video. I will be walking through this and then talking about all the different things that I considered and the different things that I kind of thought through and really dove into when I was thinking what would make my perfect planner. Because as most of you know, if you follow along with my Plan With Me's and if you see kind of my Instagram feed, I've been hopping around to different weekly planners for months now, almost the entire summer. I have been going from weekly planner to weekly planner, and I have not been able to find one that I was absolutely in love with. So I started exploring and trying to figure out what would make me happy in terms of a planner. And I think I found it. So I'll talk about my process for that and what I thought about if you're in a similar position where you're just like lost, you don't really know what you want, or you just haven't found it yet. You don't know if your planner doesn't bring you joy. I would definitely listen to the end. Maybe you might pick up something that might be helpful, but let me walk through this quickly so you can see what I ended up choosing, and I'll talk about why, and then I'll talk about kind of how I got here. So this is a Plum paper planner. It's 7x9 size. It is a neutral, so you can see there's no colorful tabs or anything. The neutral, as far as I know, and as far as I've seen on their website, like I've done a lot of messing around on the website, the neutral only comes in the 7x9 planner. I'm pretty sure the 7x9 weekly planner. I don't know if that's a glitch on the website or if that's on purpose, but if you're looking for a neutral, I think it needs to be in the 7x9. So we start out the planner just with our main name page. We have our calendars here, our at a glance calendar for 2020, and then another for 2021. And I will be using this into 2021. It starts in September, so I will be using this for, I'm thinking possibly 12 months, but maybe about 10. I kind of like the academic year planner, or around there, so July to June. So I might get a new one of these in June of next year. We'll just have to see. Then we get into the year at a glance with the boxes, and these are pre-labeled with the month names. And then we have this spread that has blank boxes. So it's very similar to the 12 boxes in an Erin Condren planner. So we can really personalize this. I will possibly go through and do a video of how I'm setting these things up. I need to do some brainstorming because I literally got this planner an hour ago. So I need to go through, I'll probably put some sticky notes with some ideas, but I'll definitely show you guys what I end up doing with these pages. And then we have this blank page for notes, and then we get into the months. And let me show you what the months look like. So we have our monthly highlights page and then a blank notes page here at the beginning. It does not bother me at all that this does not turn to the actual month. I know that's a big thing for some people. It doesn't bother me whatsoever. So I am fine with it opening to this highlights page and this blank page. I make monthly kits for the Plum paper 7x9, so I will probably be using monthly dashboard kits from my shop on these pages going forward. We have our monthly spread here. I also make monthly kits for the Plum paper 7x9, so I'll probably use those in here as well, but I am definitely looking to try some other shops. So if you have any favorite shops that sell Plum paper kits, let me know, because I am super excited to try out different shops and everything and see kind of how they go. So we just have this general month, very neutral. It's this grayish, bluish purple. I can't even really explain what this color is, but I just really like how kind of blank it is. There's really not a whole lot on here. So we get into the weeks here. And so this is where I did a lot of thinking about what exactly I wanted in a weekly layout. You can see this is the me layout from Plum Paper, M-E, me layout. And what you can do is you can personalize each of these rows. I did not, because my thought process is I am guaranteeing you between September and August of next year, I will probably want to switch up what my rows are. That's just who I am. Things change in the course of a year. A lot of things might change. So I left these blank, and I will just create labels for like from my Etsy shop and label these each week, and we'll go from there. You can pre-label these if you want. I know a lot of people pre-label them because, you know, they know exactly what they want. That's just not me at this point. So I left them blank, but you have 6 different rows here, 7 days of the week. And then you have the column over here with your to-do section and your notes section, and then the calendar at the top. I am in love with this layout, and I'll talk about how I kind of got here, because previously I was using an hourly. Over the past couple months, I really dabbled in just like a vertical layout, like a vertical lined layout. That's the layout of the last 7x9 Plum Paper planner that I got, which I got I think in June, and I really, really liked it. But I really like this layout. So again, there's, you know, that's just how the weeks go. And then what I decided to do is I added an extra dot grid page into my month. So I have one of these in every single month. I have this lined page which comes standard in the months in the planner. So this dot grid page was an addition. I got this fitness edition, so it's just like a very general tracker where I can kind of tabulate all of my information for the month. So I have like my goals up top, my days down here, and then on the back is where there's overviews, goals, rewards, everything like that, and kind of like a review at the end. This next section is reflection, so it's really just taking a chance to look back at the month and determine how things went, what you started, what you finished, your top 3 things that you've done, most memorable part. I think that this is just a really great way to wrap up the month and would be a really great thing to look back on in my planner. And then on the back of that page, there's some goals, how I succeeded, how I can improve, and steps to reach my improvement. So it's really just a good like an introspection at the end of every month. I have my monthly cleaning pages, which I am really excited about. So there's these different rooms here, and then on the back there are blank ones, so you can fill in the different, like potentially if you have different rooms that you want to clean or something very specific, you can fill that in here. So that is what my month looks like. It is my highlights and my blank page, my monthly page, my weekly pages here with the me layout, another notes page, a dot grid page, my fitness pages, my reflection pages, my monthly cleaning pages, and that's it. Every month is the same, and so let me skip over those. And then I will go to the back of the planner where I have a my home section, which I think is a really cool section. The first part of that is home service provider. So we are moving into a new house at the beginning of next year sometime, whenever it is done being constructed. So I am going to wait to fill this out until we get into that new house, because right now I have all of this information like memorized. I know everything because we've been living here for almost like going on 5 years. So I will be filling this out with my new home information just to keep track, since it will be just kind of brand new. There's the home maintenance, so spring, summer, fall, and winter. So you can kind of figure out what you need to do in each season. We live in Arizona, so there's a lot of things that we don't need to do in terms of like winter. We don't need to like blow out our pipes or anything like that. So it looks a lot different for everybody. So I'm really excited to fill this out, especially for our new house. Master cleaning guide, a double spread here. Laundry guide tells you how to separate your laundry, laundry stain removal, fabric care, and different procedures down here. So this is just informational. There's nothing to fill out. Gardening plant neighbors, everything like that. I think this is amazing because we are planning to have a garden in our new house, and I have like an absolute black thumb, so I need this information. But then there's a My Garden page, so I will use this to plant because in Arizona we have pretty much 3 different planting seasons that are short versus 1 planting season that's long, like in most places. So I'm really excited to use this page to keep track of what we are planting. We have family favorite recipes or meals, monthly goals, home projects. I'll probably use this instead of home projects since we'll have a new house. I will probably use it for projects in terms of like if we want to paint something, but also use it for like rooms and like how we want to decorate. So what kind of furniture we want, everything like that. That's what I'll use this for. Gift lists, helpful for Christmas and birthdays. Shopping lists of things, you know, this could also be a place where I put like different furniture we'd like, and then do some research into like the item and where we could get the best deal. Monthly bills, passwords, yearly expenses, and then finally important contacts. So that section is like it's a huge section, but has a ton of really cool stuff in it. So I'm really glad I got that, especially with our new house. And then finally, this last section is the meals section. So it's where you can have some of your favorite recipes. So this might be kind of similar to one of the pages in the home section. Then there is this informational section with like cooking guidelines, conversions, substitutions, everything like that. And then finally you get into your shopping list and your meal planning. So I meal plan every single week. So I got this section where there's enough lists here for an entire year's worth of meal planning. So I can meal plan, create my shopping list, and then I order my groceries online. If I do decide to go into the store, what I usually do is I just snap a picture of my shopping list and I go from there. But there are a ton of meal planning pages. And then at the very back, you get to grocery stores and markets and what you usually buy there, different store information, and then different restaurants and takeout, you know, stores and stuff like that that are also your favorite. And then finally, you have your annual grocery spending tracker. So it's what you spend on groceries every week of the year. I think that this is really interesting and would be really interesting to compare. So I'm excited to start filling this out. And then finally, we have a couple dot grid pages that just come standard in the planner. You have your passwords, your contacts again, and your holidays. And then in the back, we just have our little pocket, and I got a little vinyl protector so I can put stickers in here and everything like that and keep things safe. So that is my planner. I am so excited to get started in this thing. Like, I am beyond excited. So it starts in September. I'll be planning in it this upcoming Saturday during my Plan With Me, so keep an eye out for that. But what I wanted to talk about really quickly is how I got here, because this is a far cry from what I was planning in last year. Last year, I used an Erin Condren hourly planner. And so the biggest thing that caused me to start looking for planners, first of all, just the thing that caused me to even consider different planner companies was the Erin Condren thing with like the parade and the graduation thing. I was really frustrated with that, and I figured there are probably companies out there that already are doing the right thing that deserve support. And I hadn't looked at those companies before because I had enjoyed Erin Condren's products and I was completely happy in my planner. I also hadn't experienced any of the prior issues with Erin Condren. I had just started using her planners essentially last year, was my first year in the life planner. So I didn't really know about the company and kind of her prior issues with some, you know, like the sorority thing, Dr. Seuss, all that kind of stuff. So I started looking at different planners. I looked at Passion Planner, Moxie Life, Plum Paper, Let's see. I'm trying to think if there's any other ones. I don't know if there's any others. But I just started looking, and I didn't really know if I was going to switch. I'd already bought my life planners, multiple for next year. So I realized really quickly though that when I started planning in my planners, I wasn't feeling as much joy as I thought I should. I realized really quickly when I was looking at these other planners that I was kind of losing that sense of excitement that I had when I was planning last year in my planner. And I was trying to decide whether it was just like me and I was just kind of falling out of love with the hobby, or if it was something with the planners that I was using, or what it was. And so what I really decided I needed to do was I needed to go to the very basics and decide exactly what would make me happy in a planner. And that was deciding, first of all, on the layout. So there are a ton of different planners. There's weekly and daily. When I thought about it, I love having a daily planner. So I did find a daily planner that works for me. That's the Passion Planner Daily. I love that planner just because it has so much space for lists and keeps me on track and everything like that. It is very, very, very detailed. But I knew I needed a weekly planner because I love having a week at a glance. So I knew that my planner needed to have weekly layouts. From there are different weekly layouts. You can have vertical, hourly, horizontal. There's different types of verticals. There's different types of hourlies. I knew that there were a ton. I knew I didn't want horizontal. That's just something that does not work for me. So it was between hourly and vertical. Vertical is really dependent on the type of vertical it is. Hourly really depends on the span of times that are in the planner. So I kind of kept my options open. I also knew I needed to decide between coiled, book-bound, discs, rings. I needed to decide on a size. I needed to decide on neutral or colorful. There were so many options, and that wasn't as difficult for me to decide. I do like a coil. I know I don't like discs. Book-bound is okay, but I would rather be able to like flip my planner open, essentially like this. I love being able to do that so I can write. So really coil was the best for me. I knew that I really liked neutral because I had bought a Plum paper that was colorful, and I had a colorful Erin Condren, and when I'm doing my stickering, I am way too matchy and I have to make sure everything matches, and that gets a little bit difficult. So I needed neutral, coiled, and I really do like the 7x9 size. I had experimented with the Erin Condren Teacher Planner, which is 8.5 by 11, and it's just a bit too big. I love the space in it, but in terms of like carrying it around, it's large. So I knew I needed a weekly layout, vertical or hourly, coiled, 7x9, neutral. That was how I started. That's just the basics. That's just like the physical aspects of the planner. The next was, how am I going to use my planner? Is it going to be a bunch of appointments? Am I really busy with like appointments and meetings? Is it going to be for making lists? Am I going to need to section things out? Am I going to be decorating it with stickers, like completely covering it with stickers? Am I going to be taking notes in here, like from work meetings, or taking notes, and jotting down ideas? How was I going to use my planner? And what I ultimately decided is I have a lot of things going on, and this is something that's different from last year, and why I'm thinking I started kind of falling out of love with my hourly is I have a lot of different things going on in my life now that weren't going on last year. And that is mainly, I have work, which was the same as last year. I have home stuff like chores. I have personal stuff and like health related stuff. But now I have an Etsy shop that is relatively busy, keeps me busy, and has me constantly thinking and brainstorming. And I have Instagram and YouTube, which takes up some time also in terms of filming, editing, posting, writing captions, all that kind of stuff. And that is pretty much the biggest difference, is I have these two kind of larger sections that I didn't have last year. And they require a lot of kind of brainstorming and lists and everything like that. So I knew I needed something where I was able to kind of write down things for work, things for home, things for me, and then things for the shop, things for Instagram, things for YouTube. And so I was thinking about a vertical was my main thing. Instead of getting an hourly, I didn't think that really made sense anymore. Vertical made more sense. So that narrowed it down a little bit more. And then the next thing I needed to consider was, what do I want in my planner? So it needs to have the weekly layout like we talked about. I really do enjoy having like goal pages or highlight pages or notes pages, just because I can like set intentions. I like to track like lists for cleaning. I like blank pages so I can create my own trackers if I need to. If you've seen some of the trackers I've created for my prior planners. I love tracking and creating my meal plans in my planners. General health related stuff. I like to have like habit trackers and, you know, be able to keep track of what exercise I'm doing, what my meals look like. I love having goal related stuff in my planners. So that really made me consider the Moxie Life Planner, because I love the weekly goal sections and the review sections every single week. So that was a really big thing for me, as I love goals. So really there's a lot of things that I wanted in my planner. And so what that narrowed it down to was essentially I could do a life planner, and I would need to create my own notes pages. I could Franken-plan notes pages into my months if I wanted to, but I'd be limited to a vertical planner that had like those 3 sections, which I wasn't quite sure if that would work for me, having 3 sections. It narrowed it down to a Plum paper because there's a lot of customization involved in these, or I could do a Moxie Life. Again, I would probably be using some of the pages in the back to create some meal plans, and I would probably be supplementing that planner with maybe a meal planner, maybe some type of like cleaning page, I don't know, or like a notebook, something like that. So those were all my options. And then I went and I started thinking about, okay, what are some of the other things? What about the paper? What about the portability? What about the company? You know, like, am I seeing good things from the company as a whole? Are there any perks in terms of like, what I really do love about Erin Condren and Plum paper is you can customize your covers and they're removable. You can change them out. I love the accessories that come with like Plum paper and Erin Condren, all of that kind of stuff. But that doesn't come with like the Moxie Life. You have your planner cover and it stays on all year. You can't change it. So, you know, there's like a bunch of pros and cons. So that was kind of the last step, is like, okay, there's all of these different options I have still, even though I've narrowed it down. And so it comes down to, okay, what's most comfortable? Do I enjoy writing on this paper instead of this paper? You know, am I able to take it with me? All that kind of stuff. One thing with the Moxie Life is it's pretty big, so I wasn't sure if I wanted that thick of a planner. So that was just something to consider in terms of like it being my weekly and me carrying it with me to work when I go back to work in the office, everything like that. I think the most important thing though that I thought about and considered when I was choosing my planner is, do I feel joy when I use this planner? So when I'm opening it up, am I inspired throughout the week after I do my plan with me to open it up every single day and look at this? Am I excited to follow through on the things I've written down? Am I excited about setting up my week? Am I just happy that I have this planner to help me? Or am I going to plan out my week and then close the cover and put it away and not look at it for the rest of the week? And I was finding I was doing that with my Erin Condren planner. I would write down my week and then I would put that away, never look at it, and use like a sheet of paper to write down my stuff for the day or the week. Happens sometimes with my Moxie Life. It's just a large planner. I just wasn't feeling it. It didn't have everything I needed. But when I got on the Plum Paper website and I started looking at the customizations and I looked at all of the options they have of things you can add to your planner, I was so excited. It was like a feeling I hadn't felt about a planner in a really long time. And that was my sign, was that I needed to order this because it has everything that I want other than the weekly goals section. But what my thought process is if I do want to incorporate weekly goals, I can always use some of these blank pages. I can use, there's room in here for some goals. But what I probably will do, sorry, I'm just flipping through. So we have blank pages here if I wanted to do goals. But my thought process is I am happy using like my power sheets and my Moxie Life for goals and having this be everything else. This is literally everything else. This has my cleaning, has blank pages for extra, like notes or trackers or whatever else. Has my meal planning, it has my weekly planning, it has my monthly planning, it has my dashboard. It has the front where you have these like boxes that you can use for whatever at a glance. This thing has everything. It has like the home section, which is especially important because we have our new house, everything. So I think that was the most important thing, and what really helped me decide was the joy and excitement I felt about this planner. And I don't know if that's weird, honestly. I don't know if anyone else gets that feeling like about a planner or some type of paper product, but honestly, like I have been waiting for this planner for so long and I am so excited. So those are the things I considered. I know that was super long-winded and it went through a lot of different things, but essentially if I just wrap it up, I started with thinking about my layout, the very, very basics of my planner, the physical aspects of my planner that I need. Weekly, vertical, coil, 7x9, neutral. That's what I needed. That narrows it down a lot. Then I thought, how will I use my planner? What types of things? Am I going to have lots of appointments? Am I going to have a lot of to-do lists? Am I going to be taking a lot of notes or keeping track of things? Am I going to be decorating it? All of those things were my next thought. And then what do I want included in my planner? So that helps you decide, whether or not you can customize something like this or what other planners you may need on top of your weekly planner. And then the other, so it's like the paper, the portability, the company and everything like that, the perks in terms of like personalizing things and customizing and accessories and everything like that. And then finally, the last thing that nailed it home was, do I feel joy when I use this planner? So hopefully that helped a little bit. It's such a weird process and it's so crazy how you can like fall in love with the planner and then a year later fall out of love with the planner. It's just so strange, but life changes constantly. So it makes sense that your planner needs a change too. So if you have any questions or if you have any feedback or anything, or if you're going through the same thing, please feel free to reach out. You can always leave a comment below. You can find me on Instagram at monarch_plans. You can send me a message on there, anything like that, but you will see this planner on there constantly from now on. So I'm just excited. I just cannot get over how excited I am. But I really appreciate you tuning in to this video and seeing my new planner and my process to narrowing it down. And again, any questions, feel free to reach out. Thanks again, and I hope you have a great day. Bye.